Oh, it's funny. It's funny. I always forget every time. I can never do a video on a single take. And because I don't believe in post editing, I do it all on the fly. That's just what I am. Um, but I love making video, and I forget every time I make a video. The first take, I'm like, yeah, 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 and I forget that it's just a run through for the real take. But what I meant to say, oh damn, that tea's hot. So this is just a short video of the introduction that Bruce Robinson wrote to the Bloomsbury Film Classics, I believe, script of the 1986 film Withnell and I. Um, and I still can't remember the name of the other actor who plays him, Marwood, Paul McGugan, something like that. And of course, Withnell played by Richard E. Grant, his breakout role, his first role. Um, and if you haven't seen Withnell and I, go away. I don't want to know you. Come on. Nah, but really, Withnell and I is really a touchstone of cult cinema. One of the funniest comedies ever made. And so it's like bittersweet. It's heartfelt, but it's also riotously funny, and you'll get a sense of how funny it is just by this introduction. Um, but basically, it's about two out of work actors in London at the end of the '60s. The dream's dying. They've got a drug dealer who's a complete fuckhead. Um, and yeah, they need to get out of town. They go to Withnell's Uncle Monty's, played by Pie in the Sky guy. Oh god, my brain and the names aren't in the script, so I can't, and I'm not. But watch the film. They go to the country. It's a complete nightmare. Um, and they come back, and Marwood's finally got a job, and it's all these things, and the final scene is heartbreaking. I always thought about it was about Withnell being in love with Marwood, but apparently not. Um, but so many so many great lines. Get in the back of the van. Um, what is it? What is it? You can stick it up your ass and fuck off while you're at it. Uh, all that, all that, all that. Um, Notably made by Handmade Films. George Harrison from the Beatles, rest in peace. His film company. Um, so yeah, 1986 is Withnell and I. Really great, 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 great film. One for the cult heads, one for the heads, one for the comedy buffs, all of that. Anyway, without further ado, I'll get into it. I've got my cup of tea. I'll pretend it's a big glass of gin. It's not, but it is. But it's not. So let's get stuck in. For Viv. Is it? Yeah. For Viv. Introduction. This is almost certainly the last time I'll ever write anything about Withnell and I. Just in case it doesn't come out too good, I'll get to the point immediately. I want to dedicate this new edition to my friend Vivian. Under normal circumstances and in respect of Viv, I'd have put some effort into this, worried about it for a week, and spent another writing it. This is the tune. But I'm feeling unnormal. I've got two different headaches, one on top of the brain the size of a fried egg, and the other about a yard long hanging off my left eye. You don't want the details, but I went on holiday and an Italian gave me a poisoned oyster. This is the only true thing I'm going to tell you. So far, this bastard snail has cost me over £2,000 in the Nuffield Hospital and busted every deadline I promised Bloomsbury. I promised a fax in about an hour, but I won't be sending it because I haven't written it. And I can tell you I'm panicking. I just phoned them up and told them the fax machine was down, but that I had a repairman on the way who had arrived and assured me transmission would be available by 12 o'clock. Fax machine, look it up, a fax machine. The kids don't know what a fax machine is, dude. Now it's 2:45, and I'm considering phoning them back and telling them the fax repairman just died. I'm sorry about this, but I've got a body in the room. I'll have to post the introduction tomorrow. But they're not going to believe me. After all the bullshit I've pumped out over the last 3 weeks, they're not going to believe anything. But they absolutely 100% know. What they absolutely 100% know is that I haven't written it yet. What they don't know is that I can't. I'm on 2 pints of intravenous antibiotic a day, and it's given me the block. I simply can't find the wherewithal for the words I want. So what I'm going to have to do is commit the unthinkable and steal some old ones. From 1966 to about 1976, I kept a diary, and page after page of this was about Vivian and I. I met him in 1964 in our first year in drama school. He wore a blue suit and shades and looked like Marlon Brando. Everyone thought he was going to be a star. Within 10 minutes, I was his closest friend, and so was everyone else. Everyone loved Viv. He wasn't a bad actor, though when we left Central School, he hardly ever got a job. Wasn't a bad writer either, although I don't ever remember him writing anything. The reality is that if he had acted or had written, he wouldn't have excelled at either because the interest wasn't there. What Vivian was brilliant at was being Vivian. That was his genius, and everyone who met him was overwhelmed by it. His nicknames were The Spine and Crime. I don't know where the first came from, but the latter predicated on his ability to spend all day in the pub and always with discretion navigate his turn to buy a drink. Crime doesn't pay. But none of us cared because his company was worth the price. Viv was into literature, Keats and Baudelaire, and turned me onto both those poets. Plus, the funniest book I've ever read, The Great Erebors, is one of the 2 novels Marwood shoves into his suitcase at the end of the film. There isn't a line of Viv's in WITHNAIL I, but his horrible wine-stained tongue may as well have spoken every word. Without Viv, this story could never have been written, and all I've got to do is look back through this old diary with its daisies stuck under yellowing sellotape to realise why. Vivian and I lived WITHNAIL I for a long time before that weird thing happened in my head, and I had to sit at the kitchen table and try to write it all down. April 16th, 1975. Hadn't seen Viv for 2 years. He lost his looks, but not his habit. Scotch before breakfast. He doesn't eat breakfast. Vivian is drinking himself to death. He said, if there's a God, why are asses at the perfect height for kicking? And I said, I've got to agree with you. Going backwards now and plunging deep into the hangovers, I can't believe the amount of hangovers. November 16th, 1969. In bed for 2 days. I can hear Viv groaning in the other room. I can't believe this one. It's almost biblical. I simply can't believe the amount of drinking. Practically, remember drinking, guys? Practically every entry starts with a description of a hangover, and they are all different, like Eskimos have 20 different ways of describing snow. This one was gin and Retsina and lasted 4.5 days. It gets about half It gets about a page and a half, adjectives all over it, as I looked for different ways to describe pain. In the middle of it, there was a knock on the door, that kind of banging that means that someone wants money. It went away and came back at 10. I needed somebody else's god to get out of the fucking bed. Viv was already in the hall wearing somebody else's Mac. "What do you want?" he said. "I've come to cut you off," said the cunt. Why am I censoring myself? I don't know. "I'm North Thames Gas." He got up a ladder he'd brought with him and said, "Which is your meter?" "That one," I said, too ill to be dishonest. "No, it isn't," said Vivian. "It's the other one." And the representative of the board went about the business of cutting off the gas to the flat downstairs. An hour later, we broke into it and stole his scotch. Vivian was of the opinion that the only way to deal with a hangover was to drink your way around it. Jesus, I remember you drinking them out. I remember you drinking the lighter fuel in the middle of a blistering argument, but I'd forgotten that I was a member of the Conservative Party. January 16th, 1970. Viv came back and said we should join the Conservative Party. "What for?" I said. "Because they give you sherry." Apparently he'd met some accountant called Bill Twocox, who told him this was the case. That night we got on our suits and walked over to Primrose Hill. The Conservative Party was in a basement and consisted of about 6 women and a photo of Macmillan on the wall. A tall twat with a ludicrous accent and a second-hand Saab wanted us to canvass. We said we would, but didn't get any sherry, so we threw their fucking leaflets over the hedge. April 30, 1969. Vivian and I get on our suits and go down for wine tasting at Sotheby's. This time we didn't get in. Some bloke with ears and a green hat prevented our entry. "We've come to taste the wine," we said. "You two can't can hop it," he said. He obviously remembered us from previous tastings, and this exclusion left us depressed. Sotheby's was one of the best shows in town to drink brilliant wine and arsehole yourself absolutely free. That night we go into Regent's Park and look at the wolves. I can't count the number of times we went to the park and looked at the wolves, and I can't believe Vivian is dead. He got cancer of the throat and they tore his voice out. And the fellow I'd always thought of as being the biggest coward I'd ever met materialized into the bravest bastard I'd ever known. It's got to be hard to laugh when you're dying, but I'll always remember you laughing. That sad, brilliant, bitter face of yours laughing. Goodbye, my darling friend. This is for you forever. And I know if there's a pub in heaven, you'll be in it. And Keats will be buying the drinks. Bruce Robinson, August 1995. So there you go. That's what I say. It's that bittersweetness. Such a brilliant film. Such a brilliant writer. And he did other things. How to Get Ahead in Advertising, and was it Jennifer 8? And that was about it. But yeah, great little introduction to a great film script. And hopefully I'll get around to reading that. God. Now you can see my gummy tooth. Anyway, I just wanted to do a little video, get back on the film tip. I've been doing other things. My biggest video in ages was my thing where I Islam, and I won't go there anymore. It's kind of a moot point anymore. We got good people on our side. Israel in my heart forever. Conservative Party in my heart, even if they don't give me sherry. So there you go. Watch WITHNAIL I if you can. I don't know where you can find it. I can find it, but you can't. I've got a copy of it, but you don't. But whatever. WITHNAIL I, Bruce Robinson, 1986. Get on it, guys. Cult cinema is great. Up yes, cut, bitch, cut. Thanks. For Vivian. We all have a Vivian. For Barry. For all of them, mate. Yeah. Till next time. I hope you enjoyed the Odyssey video.